Welcome, Dr. Grego, who is the Superintendent for Pinellas County Public Schools.
Well, thank you. I'm really very pleased to be with you today. And thank you for your leadership, Richard George, of bringing 3DE into the Tampa Bay region, and Jack Harris for your leadership too, and partnering with the Tampa Bay region. You know, let me start out from a superintendent's perspective. That's something that Jack Harris said that I think is so true when it comes to high school education. So many things get thrown at high schools, but he said something that resonates with me, and I think we need to continue to focus in on. He said add-on and bolt-ons in high school levels just don't get it or cut it, I think. And that is so important. And when I first was previewed the 3D program, I examined it through that lens too. And I said, this isn't just an add-on, this isn't just a bolt-on. We keep adding to education, but rather instead of re-engineering some of the things. So from a superintendent's perspective, the lens that I use to determine that 3D would be an intricate part of our growth and innovation in Pinellas County is the following. One is that it brings a tremendous amount of relevancy to the curriculum and to the educational environment. It's what our secondary students yearn for. It's what they speak about. I don't care what survey I ever provided to students, they yearn for relevancy. They yearn for the content of the academics to be meaningful to them and to show how this is going to be used in life. And so the concept of life and bringing life to subject content is truly an important endeavor. And 3D does that in a real life way. The second that we talk a lot about in education and really throughout our community is how do we increase the innovation, problem solving, higher order thinking skills of students. These are critical attributes in the job market, and we want every graduate to have these skills. It's easily said. It's very difficult to be performed or done or accomplished, and also to measure it, to determine that it's actually happened. The problem-solving components of 3D truly focuses on higher order thinking skills, and provides and presents students, as you'll hear, as I'm sure later on, some real-life cases where students dive into that world of work, and they dive into the critical thinking where there's not perhaps one answer, but there's a best answer given the set of variables that students have to really labor over. And the third thing that is so important in our world, and especially from a superintendent's perspective, is how do we connect that relevancy? How do we connect that innovation and problem solving with the future potential employment? And better yet, how do we partner with the communities, the businesses in our community? As reflected earlier, some of the partners that we have in the Tampa Bay area. I'm thrilled that one of our first projects is with our own Pinellas and Hillsborough foundations, and that they aggressively stepped up and said, let us be the first, let us kind of pave the way. And I will be assured that other corporate sponsors and other corporations and businesses will certainly continue to step up with that. But I'm thrilled to start that out. But more importantly, it shows and demonstrates to the student body and to our instructors and teachers, let's not forget them, is the connection between what students are learning in the classroom to what they will be faced with, whether they go whatever level of post-secondary education that they're involved with, or if they enter the workforce immediately after high school. And what we're seeing is that more and more students are entering the workforce, still having to go to school, still going back to the workforce, still going back to school. So it's an in and out of education. But think about the amount of knowledge that students, when they're dealing with these real world problems in high school, what they're faced with and what they deal with and what they know about to make better, more informed decisions. So I look forward to not only in St. Pete High School in Dunedin, I know in Chamberlain and Hillsborough, I could speak for Hillsborough County too, is that we look for this to be a seed and not end here with these 4 high schools, but rather be more of a ripple effect and start to demonstrate to the other high schools in the Tampa Bay region all that can happen. In Pinellas, we've made a strong push for career academies throughout our high schools, and we brought and we have continued to bring that relevancy to this, and the innovation. But what I see 3DE is building upon that to having these corporate or in business problems be brought into the school, kind of like a school innovation, but and then that connection with them. So this is a wonderful opportunity for school districts, especially in Hillsborough and Pinellas, to truly take advantage of the things that we've already worked on. And so it's not just another add-on or bolt-on, but rather it's a complement to the things we've done. It's a complement to the training of our teachers. It's a complement to our students. And without a doubt, we're trying to graduate students with real-world problem-solving, innovation abilities that truly employers will want, and universities will want, and colleges will want, so that students can begin to build that pathway. So from a superintendent's perspective, there's nothing negative. It's all positive. It checks not only all the boxes, but it also checks those boxes in a meaningful way, not just in as Jack said, not just we're adding something on. We're going to change the culture of high schools through this program. We're going to add to many of the innovative things that we've already done in our schools. So thank you again. I'm sure there'll be a Q&A after. If there's anything I can help with, I certainly will.